you get to do what you do. I would help you recognize and have you focus on the fact that every single day that you work, you get a choice. And it is a privilege, an opportunity, a blessing for you to be able to be out and selling real estate. And I would challenge you to change the way that you are speaking to yourself, because if you can change the way you're speaking, you'll change the course of your life. Point 2. My observation is that champions know this one thing. They know what they want, and they know where they're going. They know what they want, and they know where they're going. It's simple. I am fascinated how many times I sit with people and they are so unclear of their destination. Rick today just even talked about it, right? Know where you're going. Do you really know? Here we are, less than 4 months left in the year. Do you know how many deals you're going to close? Do you know what you want with your health? Do you know what you want with your relationships in your life? Do you know what you want with your life economically? Are you absolutely clear that so that every single decision that you make every single day is based on an outcome of what you know you want? The majority of human beings walk through life aimlessly. Don't be one of those people. My fascination is the fact that I watch people come into our company, have extraordinary success in the company, then go out and leave the company, then come back in the company and go, oh my gosh, what am I doing? Now, does everybody come back? No, I know that. But it fascinates me that people make decisions based on emotion. And they will justify them with a little bit of logic. And then what occurs for them is the realization of what they really, really want out of their life. If there is anything that I am passionate about, if there is anything that I am most focused on, it is about making sure that people, you, us, me, all of us, live a life that is purposeful. Live a life that you design. Live a life that you sit there and say, this is the design. How many of you pull out a journal and simply ask the question, what do I want about my health? Or what does my health look like? What about the relationships of your life? And what about your business? What does it look like? If you believe in anything, if you believe in energy, if you believe in a spirit that resides throughout this universe, the reality for every one of us is that you will get everything that you intend to have happen. So you should be very wise into what you choose. The number of times I have sat in meetings over the last decade of people telling me that this company will not be here is fascinating. Like fascinating. And it could not be any less than 100. Fair? At least 100 different times. Of all the reasons why it can't work. And I listen. Sometimes I try to listen respectfully. And sometimes I try to listen with a smile on my face. And act like I'm really listening. But I can't listen to that. Because I know that my life will be fueled by the intentions that I drive into it. And that you can get what you want based on what you intend to have happen. And that pathways and opportunities, people will show up. And opportunities will be there for you to get what you want. You just simply have to decide. Earl Nightingale said years ago in the 1950s, it's not that you can't get what you want, it's just that you'll never decide what you want. There is enough evidence in so many simple terms. If you believe like in the good book, good gravy. If Noah can build an ark, or the Red Sea was actually parted, right? Or water to wine, or raising of the dead, or any miracle you've seen in your life, can a deal not come your way? Can a pathway not come where I sit with a Gretchen Smuter the last 12 years of my life, and she's like, I'm done. I'm like, whoa, when she first said I'm done, I'm like, what do you mean? Where are you going? She's like, I'm done counting. I go, counting what? The miracles. She's like, I don't even understand it. She goes, it's ridiculous. I still remember years ago, an agent, this is 8, 9 years ago, I still remember we had no idea how to hit a payroll. But I'm up here going, man, everything's great. It's all good. I still remember Aaron Pearson coming, he goes, man, it dawned on me. Like when you were giving money away and helping people and doing this, your whole world was crashing around you. I know you didn't notice. You were a little self-wordly, looking at what's going on for your life. Not in a bad way. It's just my life was like a complete destruction. But I knew that this company needed to be built. I knew it did. And you know what? The greatest tribute to me still to this day as agents come and go and leave, because they will, just the nature of the beast, that I could take across the board from equity to Keller Williams to almost all of them, that they found out how to sell real estate. You know where they found out to sell it? Either here or when I owned Realty Executives. And somehow, some way, there was an impact that touched their lives to give them the confidence to believe, gosh, if he's doing it, so can I. And I used to get mad about that. Today, I'm honored by it. Because we live in the most abundant planet that exists to mankind. And you know what? If you're looking for a miracle, they're everywhere. But you have to set your intentions as to where you're going. How many of you are like, well, I'm going to try to make calls today. What is that type of intention? Well, I'm going to try to prospect today. There's no intention. How about I am going to set an appointment today? Right? And I would go back to like an Amari, what I would like to ask her, but I'm not going to put her on the spot is, what were your intentions when you went and made 100 plus contacts? Was your intention to make 100 plus contacts? Or is your intention to set 5 appointments? Because you will always get what you intend. Always. You will get your intentions. My gosh, all the little things that we see out there with this, from energy to spirit to whatever, the world revolves on attraction. And you're going to get, you talk about the law of attraction, but if you don't align your mind, so your thinking, with the way you feel and the way you act, it is not just show up on a rock and go, okay, give me my million. It is align the way you think, the way you feel, and then put forth action in alignment with it, and it will become your reality. It will. I promise. And my observation is that when a Michael Jordan or the LeBron Jameses or other great athletes close their eyes with their earphones on the side of the sidelines before they're about to get in the game, I know what they're looking for inside their head. You think they're thinking, okay, let me close my eyes, listen to this great music, and do you think they're thinking, okay, today I'm going to try to make a basket. I'm going to give my best today. No, they're seeing themselves win. They are seeing victory. They are seeing money, success, fame, the game-winning shots, walking with the trophy off of the court. They're looking for all of that. And then we walk into real estate and go, well, if I can try to get a listing this month, that would be great. What's wrong with you guys? This is not a company that is built on waiting for business to happen. Set your intentions and go get them. You want listings? Go get them. You want a buyer? Go get them. Some of you are so hell-bent on getting buyers, and some of you are so hell-bent on getting listings, you forget. Guess what? You can have both. But you actually have to say that. And you have to believe that. Because that's what you'll get. Now, some of you in the room will do this, because let's go to point number 3. Which is, champions master their story. And that story comes on to this. What I focus on, so that my focus, my story, is my reality. I tell a story about my focus, it's my reality. So some of you are sitting here going, oh my gosh, he was so rough on me. He's scary. I know. I am. I just want to clarify that he said I was as big as his brother, and he slid under the fact that he was totally out of shape. I think I'm in decent shape because I had hiked with him, and I was not the guy who quit on the mountain, just for the record, when I went to that baker. I'm just saying.
My brother was the size of you, but he was not.
I know, but you said it so softly, I wanted to make sure that they heard it. I know, you said it. You did. You said it. I just want to make sure people heard that part. Because I was blazing the trail on Mount Baker. That is a fact, just for the record. All right. What are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about a story. All right? Okay, so look, so just as you go through this, look, you're going to master, you're going to put some story together. And you're going to put some focus on something. And it's going to become your reality. So some of you are going to sit here and go, well, that was so rough. And, he was up there dancing around, slamming his hands and clapping. And I don't like it when people talk loud in my house. I couldn't hear what he was saying. But that's just the stories that you're saying. Have you seen Jim Gaffigan? Like when he does his jokes and he'll say a joke and then he has this like side conversation, if you know what I'm talking about, like Hot Pockets. And now he'll say things like, you ruined Hot Pockets for me. And he has this conversation as in like what you're saying in your head, and then he has his joke. Then he comes back and says, I know you're creating stories because we all do. So the question again is are you going to set the right intention with the right story to have the results that you want your life to have? You each have that choice. That's all I'm saying. And all I know is that those who set their focus on something powerful, amazing, incredible, then develop a story that is powerful and strong. And they start to put in these pillars, these beliefs, these legs underneath the table to support this new focus, this new belief. Then all of a sudden it becomes their reality. Some of you in this room will say, I don't like to prospect. Why do you say that? Some of you will say things and you'll put focuses on things that are so counter to who you are at your greatest level of success and possibility. And you will argue with yourself as to diminishing your light, diminishing your energy, diminishing your capabilities, diminishing your activities, because you tell yourself a story that is not empowering you. I just would challenge you to tell yourself a better story. Focus on the good of your life. Focus on the greatness of your life. Focus on what's possible in your life. And set those intentions so that they are there. Point number 4. And I got a video to show you. I can't remember that time. All right, point number 4. I've said this for a long time. But I guarantee you, I don't care whether we're talking about Michael Phelps. I don't care whether we're talking about Serena Williams or Naomi Osaka. It's not going to matter. And that is this. Start running your life. So you're taking notes. Start running your life based on what you should do, not what you feel like doing. What you should be doing, right? Should do, not what you feel like doing. The chains that chain and like literally binds you down to not the success that you want. I can promise you is all about the fact that you live a life based on just doing what you feel like doing versus what you feel like not doing. It's that balance between the two. Do I think every moment you need to do what you know you should do, but you do what you feel like doing? Probably not every moment, because you probably lose a little bit of joy for some of that parts of your life. But there are people, you made a decision, like character, right? A decision. I'm going to contact 30 people today. You wake up. And then all of a sudden you negotiate something completely different. Because you feel like doing something different. You will set out your gym clothes. You will get everything ready. You will be where you know. You're like, man, I'm going to the gym today. I'm getting up on time. Beep, beep. I don't feel like it. Snooze, 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 snooze. It's just a fact. We all do it. I'm just telling you that the better your life will become when you do not live your life based on how you feel or what you feel like doing and just simply do what you're supposed to do despite how you feel. That is where the champions are born. That is where the muscles are built, is by simply doing what you're supposed to do despite how you feel. If you're religious at all, the reality is every day you are making decisions based on what you know you should do versus based on what you feel like doing. Pretty simple. It's everywhere. And everything about this business is about trying to show you a path that says, you don't have to work. Just use social media. People will call you. Oh, really? So how did Zillow get a hold of you? They called you on a phone. And then you're like, oh, wait, if I get on the internet. I mean, I'm not saying the internet can't be an efficiency to actually talking to someone, but if you think the internet is going to solve the problem of speaking to people, you are sadly mistaken. The success of someone like a Dave Parker isn't just because he goes, oh, I put together this really cool drip campaign, and for the next 18 years, I'm going to drip on them, love on them, drip on them, and finally, because I gave them so much value, they're going to call me. And I never had to call them. Okay, like 1 out of like 1,000 will do that today. Still today, I know the formula. You might get an internet lead. I know this is going to sound like a surprise. Call them! And when they don't have a good phone number, still call other people. Don't wait for someone always to contact you. Be good enough, committed enough to do what you're supposed to do despite how you feel. And last, I would just leave you with this. Every one of you has to have a vision of what is really possible. Again, there's the what I hate. What's my intentions? But you've got to connect the dots with the activities to the vision. The pathway that Rick talked about, right? The preparation, the ability to create this path of how you get there. But here's the deal. You may not know every part of the path because there will be obstacles, just like Rick said, but you'll deal with them because you know your destination. Okay, I just want you to commit to one thing. The reason almost every daily message I say that you are a champion is because you are. Championship form, the ability to be a champion, is all about what's going on the inside of you. It's all about what goes on the inside. Serena Williams is a better tennis player, but not that day because of what was going on here. Some of you have more talent than you could even know what to do with. But because you listen to a voice that simply tells you to follow what you feel like doing every day, you never pick up the phone. You never walk out the door and go knock on doors. And the people never get the beauty, the experience of your love, your guidance, your leadership, because they never heard from you. There will always be 3 ways to do business. You can wait for it, you can go buy it, or you can go create it. And when this market, as it is continue to make changes, go create it. 97% of the people out in the marketplace want to do something in real estate. They want a second home, an investment home. They want to buy another home. They want to sell their home. They want to rent one and go buy another one. And yet we call people and go, hi, do you want to sell? And they go, no. And you never ask the next question. You never dig deep enough. You never ask questions like, well, help me understand how you're building your financial future with real estate. Help me understand how you're going to retire. Help me understand how you're going to have success and how you're going to pay the bills, or you plan on being the Walmart reader. Because I would like to know that answer. But when you're on a mission of intention to help every human being that shows up in front of you, that their life is better because you showed up, that's where you can call just a few people and make mega appointments because there's no question of the intentions that you have to bless their life because you showed up. There will be a decision for each one of you. And it will happen, I believe, for every one of you at some point when you realize that you make a difference. And that when you show up, life changes for people because you showed up for the better. And look, in the end, every one of us is going to take something from this life, and some of us are going to leave something. We're going to leave something in this life. Whether you believe in an afterlife or not, I believe there is. I believe that everything I do, some level, some way, I'm going to take it with me. Not with a U-Haul behind me, just for the record, but what's happening in here and in here. But I also know that whatever you may believe is that you're going to leave something. And you're going to leave a legacy of some level and in some form. And it will be a legacy of warning like, alarms, don't do this. Don't live this life. Or people will go, wow, if I could just live part of the life of that person, if I could just do some of what they have done, I would be who I need to be. And that's your privilege in this business. So I skipped over the gladiator pictures you're going to see. I had a good story about that. We'll save that for next time. But hit those next ones. I just want to leave you. There's she who wins. But I just want to read, well, I want to read this. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how strong the man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again. Because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. That is my favorite quotes of all time. Gang, some of you are standing on the sidelines of the arena. Get in the fight. Get in it and see what will happen. I'm going to close with this video. Let's go to the video. And I just want you to remember who you are. And with that, truly, it is my privilege, my honor to be part of your life.
Who am I? I'm a champion. That's right. You need to remember that all in this game. I will conquer what has not been conquered. Defeat will not be my creed. I will believe what others have doubted. I will always endeavor to hold esteem, honor, and respect for my team. I train my mind and my body will follow. Who am I? I'm a champion. I will acknowledge that is my opponent. Do not expect me to win. I will never surrender. Weakness will not be in my heart. I will look to my comrades and to those who have brought me to this world and those who have trained me, and I will draw strength from them. Who am I? I'm a champion. I will practice, go out to the field of battle, and I will move in everything I can do. And I will reach my field of battle at any means at my disposal. And when I get there, I will ride violently. I will rip the heart from my enemies and leave it bleeding on the ground, because he cannot stop me. Who am I? I'm a champion. To my side, I have comrades. Comrades that have been through me through thick and thin, through sacrifice, through blood, through sweat, through tears. Never will I let them fall. Never will I let them down. And I will never leave them behind. Because our opponent does not know my heart. Who am I? I'm a champion. No one will deny me. No one will define me. And no one will tell me who and what I am. Can be. Belief will change my world. It is through continents, through countries, it is put me on the moon. And it will carry me through this battle. Who am I? I'm a champion. Defeat, retreat, those are not in my words. I don't understand those definitions. I don't understand when things go wrong. I don't understand mistakes. But I do understand this. I understand victory, and I understand never surrendering. No matter how bad things go, my heart, my mind will carry my body, my limbs to me. Who am I? I'm a champion. Today will be that day. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now, right here, in your house, in your home. Who am I? I'm a champion. And you will remember me. I will not let anybody be God. I will define myself. I will write my own praises. And no one will tell me what I can do of me. I will never go out, not knowing I've given everything I've got. Because who am I? I'm a champion. 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 Everybody champion. I'm the one who's the champion. Who did this for us?
So if you come to tomorrow's morning meeting, I just ask you this. Who are you? Oh, come on. Stand up and let's go. Stand up. Hold on. But I just want you to remember this, right? That you are a great agent. You are a gladiator. That you are a champion. So who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Remember that feeling. Because that's who you are. Every day of every week, of every hour, of every minute. Hold that space when you prospect. Hold that space when you are at the presentation. Act, breathe, feel the feelings of a champion. Who are you?
I'm a champion!
All right, let's rock and roll. Woo!